Inland Sports.
And now join us here on the Inland Sports Show. It is your Big 8 League champions, the Corona High School boys soccer team. We got Coach Suds, his assistant coach Joey D. Giamarino, a couple of the star players as well. We're going to check in with the Panthers as they wrap up league play this week. And then, of course, playoffs and big goals for the Panthers coming up in the playoffs. So, Coach Sutherland, let me start with you first. I mean, you guys have already wrapped up the Big 8 League Championship, but you were telling me right before the interview, there's still plenty to play for. There's still a lot on your guys' plate going into this final week, right?
100%. I mean, there's league championships, which you always want to be a league champion, but then there's undefeated league championships, which don't come around every time. And it's big. It's important. It is one of our league goals to be undefeated in league. And here we are looking this straight in the face on Tuesday, coming up against one of my former players, Nicola Piccolo. And, they need a win for their playoff berth. And we're going to do everything we can to make this an undefeated season. There's a big difference on that championship shirt when it says undefeated on that. And we want to go in with as much positivity into the playoffs as possible, and certainly don't want to go in with a loss.
Coach, when you took over the program again, did you think this might take a year or two to kind of, get things to where I want it, be in contention for, championships and titles? Or was this the goal, day one? Hey, we're going to be back on top. This is what Corona does. This is what I used to do. I'm back, and this is what we're going to expect.
Well, you guys can back me up, man. I told them from the very beginning that they were a great bunch of players, and the reason why I was coming out of retirement was to win a league championship and bring them back to the top, and super thankful. I mean, I did not know at that exact time how quality these kids were going to be, but this is one of the best teams Corona High School, if not the best team Corona High School has ever had. So the possibilities were pretty real right out of the gate. And we added a few players since then, such as Johan and Julian, who weren't in sixth period at the start of the year. And to be honest with you, yeah, it was the goal right out of the gate. Yeah.
Well, Coach Suds, let me go to your guy, Coach Joey over there, who's obviously a local soccer legend. And Coach Joey, when Coach Suds was like, hey, let's run it back. Let's coach the Panthers. I mean, how rewarding has this season been for you?
Oh, it's been unbelievable. Just to be back with Coach Suds, my mentor, and somebody that's guided my soccer career and my life in general, and then to have the players that we have, the success that we've had this year has been unbelievable. So it's been a great ride, and I hope to continue this for 6 more games.
Do you have to tell the young guys? Do you have to pull up old pictures and be like, "Hey, I used to play a little bit. I wasn't too bad." I mean, do they know about your playing record and all that, your career?
Well, I mean, thanks to Coach Suds, since he always brags about me. Yeah, I mean, they already kind of know it. It's all over the wall in the room, our team room, and my jersey's up there. So they kind of already had an idea. And that's kind of one of the reasons I came back, to give back to the younger generation, to show them, what it takes and what it is to become a college and a professional player, and guide them in the right direction. So I'm excited for that.
Man, that's a perfect segue to my next question, because, how important was it for you, like you said, to kind of give back, especially at Corona High School, and kind of show the younger guys like, hey, here's the path that I took. It is, you can come from Corona. It's achievable. You can, have all these big goals and achieve them. Was it important for you to not only to do it, but to do it at Corona?
Oh, 100%. That's kind of, because I know there's a lot of different things now with club soccer. There's all the academies and the MLS Next stuff. And it's totally different than when I was playing club soccer. And I try to tell them, hey, you can still come to high school, enjoy your 4 years of high school, go do your, however many years of college, and still make it to the pros, the Olympics, the national team. There's still a way to get there with still playing high school soccer. And I think it's important because high school soccer it was 4 of my funnest years of my life. So I think there's still a path from high school to college to the pros. So I try to give back with that for them. So
it's funny, that shirt you're wearing, at first glance, I thought it was like a U.S. national team, polo. But I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure that says CHS, but it kind of looks like that, like a shield or something that Team USA would have.
Yeah, no, it's one of our high school shirts that the coach got us. So, yeah, so it's one of our new high school shirts that we have, one of the polos that the coaches got.
All right, Coach Joey, before I move on to the players, because I've talked to Coach Suds a bunch. He likes to talk. We'll get back to him. We'll wrap it up with him. Before I get to the players, Coach Joey, are you, like Coach Sud says, I mean, from day one, it was like, hey guys, we're going to get back on top. When you working with the guys, practice, off season, all this stuff. Did you kind of see the writing on the wall that, hey, this could be a special group? If we work hard enough, like this group could, come together and have a special season?
100%. I mean, it was hard at the beginning trying to get everybody together because all the guys kind of had their own things going on. But once we got the whole group together, when Johan was back with us, when Rooney was back, and we got Julian and we got, all the guys that we have together now. I mean, I definitely see that. This is like Coach Sud said, I think this is the best group of guys that Corona Soccer's ever had. Most talented for sure. And I'm hoping we can keep it going through this last game of the season and moving forward to CIF. I think nothing less than a CIF championship is definitely on this for our season. So I'm looking forward to it.
That's awesome. All right, good stuff, Coach Joey. Let me get to some of the players as well. We're going to interrupt Johan's secret mission on the streets of Corona. He is in there, lurking in the shadows. Johan Trujillo. Johan, you're in the top left-hand corner. I'm going to start with you first as I just make my way across the grid. And Johan, first off, how fun has this season been for you guys? But also the goals still in front of you. What do you guys still want to accomplish this season?
We just got to keep working hard. We got to keep our mentality straight and keep going for what we want. All we want is that undefeated season. We want to keep going, and we can't stop. We can't let our heads down, and we got to keep it up.
Johan, I saw some of that video that you guys, when you beat Santiago to clinch that Big 8 League championship, and I know you guys want to go undefeated for that league title, but what was that moment like when you guys knew you would be the Big 8 League champions?
It was amazing because you see all the hard work you put in every day, Monday through Friday, practice every day, and you see it all pay off. At the end of the day, you just feel great inside. You feel happy for the team, for the coach, for everyone.
Yeah, it feels good when you put in hard work and you got rewarded with a league championship. All right, good stuff, Johan. Let me go in the middle right now. That's Isaiah Ramirez. And Isaiah, kind of piggyback off what Johan was saying, when you guys put in a lot of work, it feels good. It maybe feels a little bit sweeter when you can celebrate that league title. How hard have you guys been working to get to this point? And do you feel like, hey, we can still be better? We worked hard and we achieved a Big 8 League title, but maybe the best version of Corona is still to come. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say. We can go undefeated. We could honestly make a big run in CIF. Every day we've been going to practice, like locking in mentally and really trusting what Suds and Joey have to give us. So it really pays off, as we can see.
Isaiah, was there a point during the season where, I don't know, maybe all this success became a realization? I don't know if it was beginning of the year, middle of the year. Maybe it was when you beat Santiago, like, dude, this is a special group. Like, we're going to be league champions. Like, we could go undefeated. Like, we might win. Was there a point for you? Maybe it was a certain play or a game or anything like that.
Really, since maybe our first game, even the talent that we have on this team, our forwards, our midfielders, our defenders, the bench, it all goes a long way. And yeah, I saw it since the beginning of the season. We're going to be a great group.
That's awesome. All right, thank you, Isaiah. Now, Rooney Rodriguez up in the top right corner. Rooney, I want to know who gave Coach Suds the Gatorade bath when you guys clinched the league title. Who was on the bucket?
Oh, that was most definitely not me. I think it was a couple of some of our players that I don't know who it was, to be honest, but yeah, I mean, Coach Suds definitely got pretty wet, so yeah.
But Rooney, just in that celebration, I mean, did it feel good, like knowing you guys put in a lot of hard work, a lot of hard work that people don't see, right? It's like you guys are out there training and getting better. And then to be, I say rewarded, but you guys earned it, right? That Big 8 League title. How special was that moment to be able to celebrate with the coaches and your teammates that know that you're going to be Big 8 League champions?
No, it was very special. I mean, yeah, like you said, there's they don't see the work we put in, like, every day. I feel like there's not a lot of teams in the Big 8 that are putting in the work every single day consistently at the work rate that we put in. And yeah, I mean, it paid off. And yeah, that day was just amazing. It just didn't feel real.
All right, Rooney, finally, how do you stay motivated, stay focused? Because Coach Sudge was saying, you've got one more league game. You got Roosevelt coming up this week, and then it's into the playoffs. How do you stay? You've already got the Big 8 League championship, but how do you guys stay locked in? How do you stay focused? How do you stay motivated, for the final league game and also into the playoffs now to make this playoff run?
Uh, yeah, I mean, just I don't know, just keeping like a level head, not getting too, over the top, and making sure that, you know, I mean, this is just the start, I feel like. So, just we've been doing this for a while, and I mean, if we just keep going with it, and then, you know, don't get like too cocky or any of that, and just keep our level head, then, I think it would be good.
All right, good stuff, Rooney. Let me go to the middle of the screen right now. We got Diego Hernandez, but he goes by Maui. Are you from Hawaii? What's the Maui name?
I don't know. These guys just gave it to me since the beginning of school, man. I mean, I'm just a big body type of guy.
Okay, so you're from Moana. You're from the Moana movie. Well, Diego, it's been a great season so far. And, Big 8 league champions, and obviously, hopefully, stack together some wins in the playoffs. What do you think the Panthers need to do once you guys get to the playoffs to string together a couple wins and make a playoff run? What do you guys as a team have to do well?
Just keep on doing what we're doing now. I mean, just keep working together, stay as a group, just keep communicating with each other, and just focus on our goal since day one. Our goal since day one is that league championship, undefeated, and that CIF at the end of the year. Just stay focused on that, and I think sky's the limit for us.
And Diego, do you feel like from day one you guys like completely bought in? Like from day one, like, hey, you know what? Looking around the locker room, we got some talent. Coach Suds, Coach Joey. I mean, like, why not us? Like from day one, did you guys all buy in, and why do you think that was?
It's just the foundation that Suds had us since day one. Having us, those runs that we did, the practices, the work ethic we put in. I mean, just the foundation that he set for us. We just all bought in and trusted him, and paid off at the end of the day.
All right, Diego, before we move on, I heard that you rap. Is that true? And if you want to, do you got a flow for us? Do you got something you can put down right now? I mean, maybe you'll go viral. Maybe this is your moment.
Hey, I'm just going to say it's going to come on Spotify because you guys can listen to then.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned for Big Maui. All right.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, Diego. I appreciate it, man. And then let's go to Julian Vasquez. He's at the bottom of the screen right there. And Julian, 20 goals on the season. Obviously, you're doing something right. You got a knack to find the back of the net. But how have your teammates helped you, achieve those 20 goals, set you up, put you in a good spot, for to set you up for goals? I mean, how has the offense worked and your ability to finish?
Yeah, so basically, honestly, we've all kind of helped each other, like understand each other on a different level more than on the field. Like we'll help each other like communicate better on the field, and then we'll like just like come up with different ideas and like different runs where we could learn like to play off each other. And we kind of just like it's a saying like you want to like help your teammates win instead of you don't want to be selfish at times, because you can be scoring many goals and then like you can like get a big head, but like at the end of the day, you just want to help your team win. And that's kind of the overall goal. So, we help each other. We'll like all encourage each other to do better. At the end of the day, we're all a team. We want to see each other succeed. And
plus, Julian, I mean, if you have 20 goals, that must mean the team's doing something well. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so you have the Big 8 league title, and the record is great. So, I don't know if you're a stat guy. Like, if you go home, like, oh, where do I rank in goals scored, or when on the Corona all-time list, or does it just matter? Hey, Big 8 league champion, our record is this. I mean, is that the only thing that matters to you at the end of the day?
Yeah, honestly, at the end of the day, is kind of just want to win everything with the team. I want to make a big statement for Corona and put us up there again. We've been up there previous years, but I think it's time that we become Corona High School again and just become the soccer school of Corona that we've always been.
Well, you talk about previous years, your dad, right? I mean, back in the day playing for Coach Suds, I mean, you're like a Panther legacy, playing in your dad's footsteps out there for the Corona High School boys soccer team. How has your dad influenced you in terms of, being a better soccer player and what it means to have Corona on your kit? It probably means a lot to him and to you.
No, yeah, he's motivated me in different ways, Sometimes we'll come home and like he'll tease me like saying, oh, like I was Or we had like you would say like you'd be like, oh, we had a better team, we had a better team, but like at the end of the day, we both know that our team was way better.
Yeah, if we had a time machine where that team could play your team right head to head, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
All right,
No.
Julian, thanks. Let me go back to Coach Suds to wrap this up. Coach, let's put it into the argument. Julian or his dad Aaron? Who the better player?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I've been doing this for a long, long time. And there's so many similarities in these two groups. So in 2004, they went 23 games in a row without a loss, and they lost in the semifinals. His dad scored 2 goals against South Torrance, my alma mater, which was a powerhouse. And he didn't just score goals; they were crackers, 1 yard off the ground. And I will say his dad had a knack for finishing, but his dad doesn't have a motor like Julian, man. Julian is not your dad's sports car, man. Julian is like the Maserati, like first few steps. I don't think, honestly, I mean, I've coached college for a long time too. I don't think there's many players I've ever coached that have a quicker 2 steps with the ball than Julian. And he has a cannon on his foot. And not only that, he can move the ball. He can hit a ball. He can bend a ball. And he can turn guys like a doorknob too. So, I mean, I'm not going to get into the family's business as to who's a better player. They're determine that for themselves. I'm just going to say, I always tell his dad after the games, "Hey, you were really good, but your son's better." I mean, but really, it'll all come down to they'll have bragging rights based on what we do, right? I
Right,
mean, that's
yeah.
where the world goes. I mean, his dad's team went to the semifinals. His dad scored 2 goals in the quarterfinals, and I have no doubt that this team has the same capabilities, but you got to put it together on the field at the end of the day. And the thing that I love is that these kids are just like all for one and one for all. It is truly a soccer family, and that Corona High family structure has been, I mean, they're one example, and there's many others examples of kids and families who have come through as well. And it's a huge family. I really wouldn't want to be anywhere else but coaching at Corona High School with all these kids. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Coach Sutherland, listen, I always appreciate the time. It was so awesome to catch up with Coach Joey and some of your players as well. Congrats on the season so far, and best of luck on some important matches now coming up for you guys. And hopefully there's still a lot of soccer for you guys this season, Coach.
Yeah, hopefully there's 7 more games. I mean, that's the goal. We want to end this year with no losses, and we get it. There's only one team that ends the season with no more losses, and I kind of look at it like, why shouldn't it be us? We have a really good team. So
That's right. Well, that's the Corona High School boys soccer team here on the Inland Sports Show. Thank you so much, guys, and good luck the rest of the season.
yeah, thanks for having us. I appreciate it. Appreciate the time.
Inland Sports.